Today, after British officials revealed the latest alleged plot, after they had arrested 24 suspects, the U.S. government banned passengers from bringing any liquids, not counting medicine and baby formula, aboard domestic flights. If today's events make you wonder whether we might again be accused of being too focused on yesterday's threats rather than anticipating tomorrow's, you would not be alone. 5 months ago, our senior investigative correspondent Lisa Myers wanted to find out how the government was dealing with the then anticipated threat of explosive components smuggled on board. And more than a decade ago, Ramzi Youssef concocted a plot of mixing his own liquid explosives in mid-flight and blowing up or crippling a series of airliners over an ocean. None of this is new, as a second look at Lisa's report from March of this year suggests.
Imagine this. Inside a passenger plane. Government sources tell NBC News that federal investigators recently were able to carry materials needed to make a similar homemade bomb through security screening at 21 airports. In all 21 airports tested, no machine, no swab, no screener anywhere stopped the bomb materials from getting through. Even when investigators deliberately triggered extra screening of bags, no one stopped these materials. We briefed Governor Tom Kean, chair of the 9/11 Commission, on the results.
I'm appalled, I'm dismayed, and yes, to a degree it does surprise me because I thought the Department of Homeland Security was making some progress on this, and evidently they're not.
Investigators for the Government Accountability Office conducted the test between October and January at the request of Congress. The goal? Determine how vulnerable U.S. airlines are to a suicide bomber using cheap, readily available materials. Investigators found recipes for homemade bombs from easily available public sources and bought chemicals and other materials over the counter. For security reasons, NBC will not reveal any of the ingredients or the airports tested. The report itself is classified. But Lee Hamilton, the vice chair of the 9/11 Commission, says the fact that so many airports failed this test is a hugely important story, which the American traveler is entitled to know. NBC News asked a bomb technician to gather the same materials and assemble an explosive device to determine its power. The materials for this bomb fit in the palm of one hand. We showed the results to Leo West, a former FBI bomb expert.
Well, potentially, an explosion of that type could lead to the destruction of the aircraft.
The Transportation Security Administration would not comment on the tests, but tells NBC News that detecting explosive materials and IEDs is TSA's top priority. The agency also says screeners are now receiving added training to help identify these materials. Not soon enough for Tom Kean.
They need to do it yesterday because we haven't got time.
Given hardened cockpit doors and other improvements, experts say explosives now are the gravest threat posed by terrorists in the sky. Lisa Myers, NBC News, Washington.
That was in March on this broadcast. No outcry from the administration then. Heavy politicizing now that there is an apparently obvious threat from liquid explosives. Will Truth Squad the politics of the terror threat? Also tonight, the